Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link tree down below. Has the links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, folks, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing a live radio show. We'll be talking about the Jets. We'll be talking about the roster stuff. We'll be discussing it all. Interviews, the coaches, the OC search, all of that stuff, right? So call in. I'll take live callers. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. So with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets continuing to search for an offensive coordinator. All right, they're bringing guys in. They're continuing on. We've heard of the names already that's been swirling. Guys they brought in from Marcus Brady to Kevin Patullo. They're interested in Brian Johnson. Well, they're keeping it going. Like Sulla said, they're going to cast a wide net. And that's exactly what they are doing, okay? Now, one guy that they did try to bring in, they requested an interview with Brian Callahan. Now, keep in mind, Brian Callahan currently is the Browns offensive line coach. Now, we all know Brian Callahan. He has a pretty, long coaching history, coaching resume in the NFL, right? 2002 to 2003 was Raiders head coach. After 4 years of being their offensive coordinator, he stepped up, became their head coach. In 2000, he actually, while he was a part of the staff as well, the Raiders led the league in rushing in 2000, and they actually went into, a Super Bowl with him as their head coach as well. In 2002, they led the league in passing as well with him. They're doing his thing, calling the plays. And then after that, in 2003, he went to Nebraska. From 03 to 07, became, Nebraska's head coach there. Then he got back into the league in 2008. 2008 to 2011. He was here with the New York Jets, all right? He was our offensive line coach and also assistant head coach as well. He really helped the offensive line get together. And during those times that he was here, those are the heydays, man. Rex Ryan, back-to-back AFC championships. 2009, the Jets led the league in rushing. We were grounded and pounded. We had a tough defense, and things were really rolling. So, of course, he went on after that and, found his way with the Browns eventually. And again, he's currently their offensive line coach. We tried to get him in for an interview. He actually declined the interview, decided to stick with the Browns, and signed an extension with the Browns. So he's going to be, in Cleveland for a bit. You know what I mean? So he's a guy that declined it. And again, I keep saying this, it's going to be tough to fill this offensive coordinator spot because there's so many questions. The quarterback's a big question. Who is it going to be? Then you got Zach Wilson. He's pretty much a reclamation project. You have to have a plan to fix him if he's even the guy that you want. And then again, there's always that, question swirling around everyone's head of job security. You got to come in, you got to get it done, or you, Sulla, and some people are saying Joe Douglas could all be out of here, because Woody Johnson is very up and down, as we know. Even though he said there's no playoff mandate, we all know Woody can be very erratic at times. So all of those things are up in the air. He's a guy that declined the job. So the Jets continued on looking at Chad O'Shea. Now, Chad O'Shea is currently the Browns wide receiver coach. This is a very interesting name. He's a guy that's kind of a Patriots disciple, a Belichick disciple as well. 2009 and 2018, he was the Patriots wide receiver coach, okay? Then in 2019, he went with Brian Flores to the Dolphins, all right? He was their offensive coordinator. Now, the thing with this situation with him and Flores in Miami, Flores fired him after one season, okay? One season, he was their offensive coordinator. He fired him. Now, the way he fired him and the situation surrounding it is kind of weird, all right? He actually was sitting in a closeout meeting with Fitzpatrick, the quarterback, right? And he's talking to Fitzpatrick about, everything that gone out with the season. He's called into a meeting with Flores. He excused himself from the meeting with Fitzpatrick. Flores fires him. He goes back into the meeting with Fitzpatrick and lets him know, hey, I just got fired. Fitzpatrick was shocked. But the word on the street from a lot of the players within the locker room was that, you know, his offense was very complex. And a lot of the stuff that they were running were plays that the Patriots run within their offense, but he was trying to run it with Dolphins personnel, and it just wasn't working out. Another thing about him as well that started to set off the red flags from his time in Miami was they said that not only, again, that the offense is very complex, but that in film study and when it's time to, you know, teach guys what's going on and how to, you know, pick up the offense, he was really bad at that, and it didn't go very well. And so guys were just kind of lost because the instructional part of picking, you know, things up, the teaching part of being an offensive coordinator just wasn't there. And so that kind of sets off the red flags for me. All right. Maybe, hopefully he's learned from that situation. He'd be able to turn things around. But that would be a nightmare coming here because, again, year one, you got to come in as an offensive coordinator, have a plan to fix Zach Wilson. If you're going to continue to use that style of offense, or if you're going to keep your offense that complex, it's going to be really hard for him to learn it, right? Then you got other guys as well, like CJ Uzomah, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, the names go on and on. You got a brand new offense that you're going to have to teach, brand new set of guys you're going to have to teach this offense to. And if they can't get it because you don't understand how to instruct them correctly, you're not breaking things down in film study to make it to where, to simplify it to where they get things, then they're going to get lost. And we just got done with this because the word on the street is that LaFleur's system was needlessly complex as well. And we heard that from rumors swirling from the players. Rosenblatt just wrote about that. So I'm a little, you know, cautious with him, but it's an interesting name. Again, he does have play calling experience, and I'm just hoping that he'd be able to kind of turn things around and become better in that aspect of his game if he were to become the offensive coordinator here. So that's another guy they look to bring in. Joe Brady as well. The Jets requested an interview with Joe Brady too. All right, we all know Joe Brady at one time, a really hot name in the NFL. I remember the Jets were looking to have him come in to possibly, you know, interview for the head coaching position here before we got Saleh, right? But you know, he went on and did his thing. We ended up with Robert Saleh. So now Joe Brady currently is the Bills quarterbacks coach. Okay, now in 2020 he was the Panthers offensive coordinator, and he was fired in the middle of his second season by Rule. All right, now, you know, there was a lot of things going on there with the offense. A lot of people didn't feel like it was clicking enough. Again, McCaffrey had gone down as well, but so he moved on. But I tell you what, Brady has always been a hot name in the NFL because of his offensive prowess. He was one of the guys that helped Joe Burrow become the #1 pick in the league. All right, he became #1 pick in the draft. Let me tell you something. In 2019, that LSU offense is one of the greatest offenses in college football history. You can look it up, man. They put things together. And so he was a guy that was in the room that was putting those things together, one of the guys that really kind of mastermind that situation. So Joe Brady, you know, is a guy that I think he might be able to get it done here. I know there's some Jets fans that don't want to have nothing to do with him, but he's not the worst name at all. I wouldn't mind it. I think he's a guy that has a bright future ahead, especially with the personnel that we have here. I think he can put some things together. Now, Klint Kubiak is also another name. He's interviewed with the Jets as well for the offensive coordinator position. Klint Kubiak, for those of you that do not know, is Gary Kubiak's son. Yes, the Gary Kubiak that I want to be the offensive coordinator of the Jets, all right? But son came in and interviewed. Now, he was the Broncos' passing game coordinator and QB coach last season. Again, that's good. Why? Because we got Zach Wilson. We need somebody to help, all right? You're a QB coach. You got your bones there. We're going to be able to figure out and help and fix some things that's gone wrong with Zach Wilson, right? He also called some plays under Nathaniel Hackett, for a few games last season. So that's good. He's got some play calling experience as well. He was also the Vikings offensive coordinator in 2021. So here's a guy that's got some play calling experience, got a QB coach in his background too. He's a guy that can come in here and do some things. So the Jets are continuing to search. They're finding their way, and we'll see who they end up, grabbing up, who they end up making officially their offensive coordinator. Again, they're casting that wide net, and they're trying to find a guy that's going to come in here and get it done. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about the offensive coordinator search so far? What's a name that you like? What is a name that you dislike? I want to know. Is there a candidate out there that you don't want to have anything to do with that? Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. I love going back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.